Hey everybody, this is Kim,
Hey, Steven.
and this is Thompson's Reading. Welcome back to our next episode. I think it's like the sixth
I
episode,
think so.
and we have a little bit to share with you guys. And Steven's going to get started, and then I'll pop in here and there, and we'll go from there. So, what do you want to share about
All
first?
right, so I've got my shirt on here that says read lots of books, and so many books in so little time you can't see it, but this is a cute little axolotl, which Kim told me is actually a real creature. I thought it was like a mythical creature like a Pokemon, but it actually is real.
Yes.
So I finished a book. I'm always wrestling to finish books because I like to read so many books. It's hard for me just to be patient and settle in with one book, but I finished LA Weather, which I discovered from the summer reading program. So the LA libraries are having a reading program, and LA Weather was the book that was selected for what they called it the largest county reading book club in the country because LA County is bigger than a lot of states. So, LA Weather is a really fascinating book. It's an ensemble piece about a Latino family that has three grown daughters and then a mother and a father. And the mother and the father begin the book by saying they want to get divorced. And then it reminded me of this a movie called Tortilla Soup that came out in the late 90s, I believe. Similar ensemble piece, daughters. So it really goes through this family, and there's a lot of ups and downs. There's tragedy, and they come back from tragedy. It's a really fascinating book. And what's really fascinating about the book is that I live in Los Angeles. So the author is also from Los Angeles, and she writes in very good detail about various locations. Like she'll say the 405 freeway, and she'll say the Hawthorne exit. And I'm like, oh, I know exactly where that is. She mentioned a restaurant that's not far from here that the sisters ate lunch at that I had eaten lunch at a couple of weeks ago with some
That's
friends
cool.
of mine. So it was really cool. That was kind of spread out throughout the book. And that was really what was great about the book and fun. It also took place in the year 2016. So the book kind of traced out day by day in 2016. And near the climax of the book is actually when there was the presidential election, and the author was able to talk about her disappointment at the presidential election. So it was a very good read. It was not something that I picked on my own, but that's what I like to do. I like to pick random books by authors I've never heard of and books I've never heard of to kind of have this group experience. So the other thing that I
How
did,
did you read that book? What, was it a physical book? Was it on your Kindle?
it
Was it
was
on
on
the?
my Kindle.
Ah, okay,
Yes,
okay,
Kindle.
all right.
The great thing about the library, and I love it, the Libby app, if you have it, you check out the book on the Libby app, and then you can send it to your Kindle. And I read it on my Kindle. So really great. And then you can renew the book. And I love reading on my Kindle Paperwhite. And I love the library. So with my teachers this year, South Pasadena is where I work. Beautiful city. It reminds you of Mayberry. In fact, I do believe that there was some Hallmark movies filmed there.
Hmm.
They have a beautiful older library with a like park and grassy area out front and benches. So I got another library card, a South Pasadena library card to go along with my LA library card and my Los Angeles County library card. And while I was at the library, well, I had to check out a book. This is called I Just Keep Talking. It is a book of essays by an African American professor. I like essays because, they're short. You can finish an essay and you don't really have to finish the whole book.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
essays are like short stories. You can
Hmm.
get a book of short stories, read three or four of them. You finished them, but you didn't finish the whole book. So that makes me feel less guilty about not finishing books. So Kim went on her girls' trip and she picked me up two books. She's going to talk more about what she picked up, but she got me Thornton Wilder, The Eighth Day, and then she got this Wallace Stanger, Crossing to Safety. So I'm going to put this on my to read I'm not sure when I'm going to read them, but I'm going to read them. So, really grateful to my wife, my lovely wife, picking out books for me. I just said pick out something because for me, I just enjoy reading. So, that's my first segment. So, Kim, I'm going to kick it over to
Let me
you.
see this. Let me see this. So what he said was, "Get me something from a bargain bin." And so I picked up this one. You see the cost of it, $7. We went to, let's see if this is okay. So we went to this. I went on a girls trip, and so what I'm going to be showing you guys are my books from that I got while we were on this girls trip a weekend or so ago. And the first place we went to was a place called La Playa Books. It is in Point Loma, California. This bookmark is from there. And as you can see, it says new and gently used books. And so I love bookstores like that. And this looks like it's probably a gently used book. But this one, I picked it up because it was in like this little area that everything seemed to have been a bargain book, crossing to safety. But I wanted to mention this one because the lady who owned the bookstore, she said that this was seriously her favorite book. She did not pick it out for me. I came up to pay for it, and she said this is absolutely my favorite book. And she was one of those, it was her, she's the owner, so she's a bookseller, she's a book lover. And I heard her helping other people. So she seemed super knowledgeable about books. One lady came in and she was like, well, I need this kind of book. I'm trying to buy a book for my friend. And she immediately had suggestions. So that's kind of what's cool about independent bookstores when they are run by the owner who is truly a bookseller and a book lover at heart. Anyway, and this one was bargain too. So this one I got, I believe, from the second bookstore I went to. Yeah. All right. So the second bookstore I went to is called Verbatim, and I'm going to show you guys what I got. First, I'm going to show you what I got from La Playa. I got the book I got for Steve, and then I got this book called Uglies by Scott Westerfield. This is a kind of a dystopian, kind of a Hunger Games ish kind of book that I just kind of picked up, and it's about a society where you get to pick whether you are going to be an ugly or a pretty, and whatever comes along with that. I have no idea, but I'm sure it is full of social commentary. So I got that one, picked that one up. It wasn't a bargain, but it's YA. And y'all, I don't know if you noticed, but YA is actually cheaper usually. So this was like $12.99. Then I found this book, and I was seriously just drawn to the cover. But it is the winner of the National Book Award. It is called Family Lore by Elizabeth Acevedo. The story of the Marte sisters is a treasure to behold, according to the New York Times. And here is, look at that beautiful, beautiful book cover. I just had to grab that. I didn't even read the back of the book. I just was like, I'm getting it. And yeah, got that one. And then I'll show you two more, and then I'm going to toss it back. So those are all I got from La Playa. The other bookstore we went to, by the way, if you hear noise in the background, you shouldn't because we have on these mics. But if you do, the Thompson family got a puppy sooner than expected, which is why I don't have a lot to talk about when it comes to reading because the puppy, they're like babies and super, super busy. But anyway, I got this. When we went on the girls trip, we thought that the puppy was coming 2 weeks later after we got back from Chicago, but ended up having to get the puppy the very next day or in the next 2 days. But anyway, you guys, I will try to put in a little bit of a clip of her so you can see her, but we're trying to keep her busy. She should be winding down. Anyway, I went to, sorry, I'm gonna cover up Steve and me for a minute. Verbatim Books. This bookstore is located in San Diego. I think it's San Diego proper. Yeah, right in San Diego. And there's the bookmark, Verbatim Books. It is a beautiful, beautiful bookstore. Also, a bookstore that has new and used. I love that because you can save so much money that way. So let me just show you two more books. Now, I had decided that a little bit ago that I wanted to read the Joy Luck Club. Did you watch the Joy Luck Club when
Hmm.
it was on? So I definitely watched it at least once, and when it was a mini series, and I saw another book by Amy Tan, and I was like, oh. And the book on the cover said, from the author of the Joy Luck Club. And I was like, ooh, do they have a copy of the Joy Luck Club? And they did. So I did go ahead and get a I did go ahead and get the puppy is being a puppy, guys. I got a paperback copy of the Joy Luck Club, which I plan to read. And see the price on the back, $4, guys. And definitely a used copy, but I don't care. I just want to read the story. So that was really cool. And then this one, I had this book before and I donated it because it was at a time when I was not reading physical books that much. I had it years ago. But this book is called The Rosie Project. Now, this book is from a while ago. So, look, it cost me $5. I mean, come on. All right. So, it is a very, very good book. Let me just read you this. Don Tillman, genetics professor, is getting married, or he will be, when his 16-page scientifically valid survey yields a candidate designed to filter out the drinkers, the smokers, the vegans, the late arrivers. Don's questionnaire is, for this socially challenged academic, the most logical method to find the perfect partner. So it's supposed to be funny. I was drawn to it for a reason before, but somehow I just never read it. But here you go. I will have this on my TBR really soon. So I'm going to toss it back to you for your next segment.
All righty then. So back. So what? Sticking with the theme of bargain. So we're going on vacation, and I wanted to read on vacation. I love reading on vacation. I love reading about people who go read on vacation. So I said, well, I'm going to go minimalist this year. I'm only going to take my Kindle with me. I ended up buying a digital nomad backpack, so with cubes. So I have to take one bag with me. And I got my Kindle and my library books. So that was my plan. But plans always change, especially when you love to read a lot of books. So I really had a tragedy occur this week at work, and I needed to go to the bookstore. So I went to our local bookstore, one of them, Village Well, which I enjoy. If you're ever in Culver City, California, Village Well is a great bookstore.
Mm-hmm.
Bookstore, then it also has a cafeteria area, not a cafeteria, small cafe, with coffees and pastries and paninis, and then a nice place to work and a great place to sit outside. So, but I said, okay, look, here's what I have to do. The books have to be thin and they have to be no more than $20. Okay, that was my parameters. Thin, $20. Don't want to go really too far over $20. So, what I found, small and thin, is The Book of Five Rings. This is a book about Japanese sword fighting and the art of Japanese sword fighting and the spiritual and philosophical meaning behind Japanese sword fighting. So this was only $9. Then found this one, James Baldwin, The Devil Finds Work. Now, I had talked about before how I really enjoy essays. This is actually James Baldwin, a book of essays about movies, about his opinions on movies and the race relations in the United States. So, this is thin, only $15. A little over $20, but guess what? The great thing about Village Well is that you give them your phone number, you build up points. When I went to check out, I had $5 in credit. Boom.
Win, win, win.
Win, win, win. Kept me in that range. I did cheat a little bit, and I bought this sticker that says joy is a form of resistance, because I love stickers, and I just needed something to make me happy. And Kim wanted some bookmarks, so I bought her home bookmarks. Really beginning to get into stickers and bookmarks. I want to show you some
Ah,
cool stickers next time that Kim got me from the bookstore she went
yeah.
to, but it's packed away right now. I don't want to drag it out. But yeah, going on vacation, I did check out more Libby books. So I'm reading a book called The Very Nice Box, which is really good. It was off of Seth Godin's summer reading list. I'm also reading a book called With. It's a spiritual book that was recommended by a friend of ours.
Hmm.
Really enjoying it. The audio book James came in. I'm really not feeling it. There's a lot of it's a lot of racial stuff and slaves, and I'm having a hard time with that one right now. But we'll see. Got that on the audiobook in the car. That's what I'm doing. So hopefully, when I get back from vacation for our next show, I'll be able to tell you what I finished on break. Looking forward to that. So,
Mm.
and then I'm gonna toss it back over to Kim.
All right. So James, by the way, is by Percival Everett. If you saw the movie American Fiction, it was based off of another one of his books, which is called Erasure. And so I was really excited to read James. I'm still probably going to read James, but it is a retelling or reimagining of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. And as you know, as he was floating down the Mississippi River, he had a slave named Jim with him. And so that's why this book is not going to be very easy to read. I can understand why you wouldn't want to
Mm-hmm.
read it, but that's it. But I wanted to show you also, Steve did bring me some bookmarks from the Village Well. And the interesting thing about the Village Well is that they also are socially conscious uh, bookstore. They, I believe, are a nonprofit and they do a lot of giving back to the community. And so I like the front of the bookmark because it says doors open for all folks, and that is really really cool. So I love having these type of bookmarks. I tried the fancy schmancy ones, but in general, I like these ones that lay flat in the book. And he got me a couple more. Anyway, let me give you my last four books that I did get from verbatim. Hold on. Sorry for being out of the frame, but I found this book by Jeffrey Eunides. He is this is a winner of the Pulitzer Prize. I am not sure if this won it or if the author won it, but I picked up. Hold on. Okay, I know this author. I just realized I know this author. This book is called The Marriage Plot, and it is by Jeffrey Eugenides. And it on the back says praise for Middlesex. Now I read Middlesex years ago with my book club, so now I'm actually super excited about this. I don't know why I picked this. I don't believe I read any part of it while I was in the store, but look, $10. It's a hardback. It's clearly a used but in great shape book. The next book I got, apparently, this is made into a Netflix film, and it is called Dumpling Go Big or Go Home by Julie Murphy. And I'll read a little bit of the back. Self proclaimed fat girl Willadine Dixon, dubbed Dumpling by her former beauty queen mom, has always been at home in her own skin. Her thoughts on having the ultimate bikini body? Put a bikini on your body. With her all American beauty best friend Ellen by her side, things have always worked until Will takes a job at Harpy's, the local fast food joint. And then she meets a guy and it goes from there. But yep, this looks like it was going to be a lot of fun. I just like the fact that it said she's a self-proclaimed fat girl and that she's comfortable in her own skin. That's something that we need to read more of these days. People being comfortable in who they are and how they look. And as women, we struggle. We really
Mm-hmm.
struggle. There's has to be more than one definition of beauty. There is uh Unfortunately, in America, it's only one that's put forth. And so if you deviate from that at all, you're going to struggle. But everybody will find a way to struggle with that, all women. And you just have to fight back. Then I got this one, The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. And it happens to be a Reese Witherspoon book club choice. And I don't do this on purpose. It just looked good. I liked it. The fact that it's a hardback and it's $10. And I actually really liked the cover. I definitely was doing some cover shopping. I read like real quick. Um, Before Owen Michael disappears, he manages to smuggle a note to his beloved wife of 1 year. Protect her. Despite her confusion and fear, Hannah Hall knows exactly to whom the note refers. Owen's 16-year-old daughter, Bailey. Bailey, who lost her mother tragically as a child. All you have to do is read that, and you want to read this book, okay? And then the final one, this is really, almost a little bit of peer pressure, because if you're a booktuber, a lot of the young folk out here in this booktube community, out here in these YouTube streets, talk about Ellen Hildebrand all the time. And so I grabbed this one. I said, let me get one while I'm here where these books are super affordable. This one was $7. And this one is called Winter in Paradise. And I decided I usually stray away from books with people on the front. But, I went for this one. I said, because all of her books are like this, and I couldn't get around it, and I wanted to really try Ellen Hildebrand. So I don't know what this one is about. I just grabbed one and moved on. So really, these books range that I just shared from $7. No, $4 was the cheapest. $10 was the most expensive. Verbatim is a beautiful story. I'll put in a little bit of footage so you guys can see it. Highly recommend that you stop not only at Verbatim, but the whole area where it sits. It's called North Park. That's the name of the neighborhood, and it is a fantastic neighborhood. Great restaurants, bakeries, coffee shops, this bookstore, and just a really cool, eclectic looking place. The bookstore was amazing, so I highly recommend it. I think that is my entire haul and really my entire offering for the video. I do have books that I have finished, but I will save that when we do our next video as we wrap up July reading. I have 8 books on my TBR, 8 books for this month. My um Goodreads will be linked down below so you can see what my July TBR is. I think I'm going to get through 7 of the 8. One of them was always iffy anyway. So being on vacation, again, like Steve said, we get a chance to read. I will be doing lots of things while I'm in Chicago, and so will Jordan and Steve. But we are going to get in some reading, and I hope there's a bookstore that I learned about from watching BookTube that is also set up like new and used, and I would like to go to that. I know we can't bring home a lot of books, but here's the deal, guys. Now, I probably won't do this, but if you are shipping books, so say for instance you go and you find books and you don't want to bring them back in your suitcase, you can mail them back, and you can send them media mail, and it's actually super cheap to mail media. So who knows? Anyway, I think that's it. That's all.
Look, we can't talk about a new puppy without showing you the puppy.
Ay,
There's
ay, 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 ay.
Bella. Hi,
That's
Bella.
our
Say hi. It's
That's our
Bella.
Bella.
Yes, Bella is a brand new addition to our home. I actually thought up an idea of how to let Bella have a segment on this, and we'll see how it goes next time. Bella's books. So we'll see how that works. But anyway, that's Bella.
She's a handful, guys. It's like having a baby.
But we love her. She's awesome. Anyway,
she's wonderful.
All right, thank you so much. People read. Reading is not dead. Whatever people say, there are so many books out there. There are so many authors, so many bookstores. Support them. Support your local libraries. There's so many resources, so many great resources in your local library. Take advantage of reading. We talk a lot about self-care. Reading is a simple, healthy activity to do. So read more books.
Yep, and it's affordable. When you've seen that we didn't have to pay these books, they retailed at $28, $30. But you can always thrift books. You can always get secondhand. You can always borrow from the library. And so there's no reason to not read. It opens up your mind, it opens up your world, and I highly encourage it as well, and really hope that you guys will take advantage of going. I know you have bookstores in your area, so comment down below and let us know about some of the cool bookstores in your area. Tell us where it is, and maybe if we happen to be in the area, we will go. Also, if you know of a bookstore we might uh, be able to check out while we're in the Chicagoland area, comment down below and let us know. But really, we want to hear about some of your favorite places to get books, whether that be the library, whether it be, Barnes and Noble, your independent bookstore, and also tell us a little bit about the genres you like to read. Okay, I think that's it.
Yep, that's it.
That's
We are done.
all. Until we see you guys again, keep on reading, and peace.
Bye bye. Don't forget to subscribe.
This is Verbatim Books, guys. This part of the store had a super cool Harry Potter feel to it, and yeah, just wanted to share. Check it out if you're in the San Diego area.